Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, along with my co-host, James Mason. Good morning, James. How are you doing today?
Todd, good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well. It's amazing in today's technology that we both can be sitting in different parts of the world, butt naked at our desk, and we're running a podcast show or a streamcast show about the stock market.
I know it is. It is pretty amazing. While we're on topic, go ahead and sign up for our subscription to OnlyFans if you guys don't mind.
There you
go. This market is volatile. We have to make money however we can.
Exactly. The other day I was cleaning out the car and I took the pop cans back just so I get an extra cup of coffee.
Man, you know, never mind. It's a long ass story. Ain't no point in saying it. All right, everybody. Let's see. What we got going on here?
Let's talk about this. Yesterday's show, I listeners, members, viewers, it took you guys 15 minutes to say you couldn't hear or see me. Like I would go on and on and on, and then talking to James and another person's like, "All right," no one said anything. It's just kind of funny. So I'm gonna start putting on our comments that we're going live, so you know we're off to the races.
All right. So currently Dow futures up 178 points. S&P 500 is up 25 and a quarter points. Why is the pre-market bullish today? Man, I don't have a freaking clue, but it doesn't make any sense.
Because Nancy Pelosi is safe. Nothing happened to her. There was nothing, all that huffing and puffing and chest puffing, nothing went down. So the market responded positively to show her support and allow her spy calls to pay off.
Apparently. Like for the market to even react in either direction to her going over there is freaking silly. Because the market is supposed to react to what the stocks are doing, the performance of the stocks. And
not the person who's insider trading.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point of the entire stock market. It's supposed to respond based off of what the company is doing, you know, fundamentally, you know, that kind of stuff. But the market doesn't even work like that at all. And when you start to see the, you know, just the Wall Street algos moving the entire stock market off of someone visiting, you know, a territory of China, I mean, it's stupid. It just goes into their little tool chest of, well, not tool chest, but their, you know, it goes into their little strategy, their little playbook of how we manipulate the market. And I don't know, I could rant all day about this kind of shit, which is also one of the reasons why I have such a drive to figure this stuff out. But yeah, wild day yesterday in the market. I expect another wild day today. I mean, we can look at the overall SPY and really, I'm just going to keep talking about the SPY until either we have some significant news in the market in terms of like an actual ticker, and I'm not gonna sit here and chase every freaking little run in the market. Like there has to be some meaning to it for me at least, and not any tickers. Like what's that one yesterday, Todd? HT something.
HKD. This is what we want POAI to do right here, baby. Right here. Or a tenth of this. Hit a high of 25.50.
That is $2,550, guys, not $25. $2,550.
And I'll put it on the daily here so you can see it.
Just days ago.
It was trading a high of $19. Yeah. $19, and it ran to $25.50. And yesterday, as John put on the news here, our comments, it only traded on like 400,000 shares tops.
Mm-hmm. And we told y'all yesterday, to buy this ticker when the show was not live streaming, and because you guys didn't let us know the show wasn't live, you missed it.
And we're putting it down as a win in the books too, by the way.
Exactly. Yeah. No, we didn't talk about this freaking thing. Why this thing is running, man, I don't have the slightest clue. I also haven't looked into it either, but I don't know. I mean, that's the honest answer.
Could you imagine catching 100 shares of this and forgetting to set a stop loss or forgetting a sell order, and you came back 2 days later and it's gone from $19 to $2,200?
Man, could you imagine having like a POAI average and it doing that, and with that amount of shares? And guys, this is really just like,
we're having fun.
Yeah, we're having fun. Like, we're not saying that POAI is going to do this. And unfortunately, we all know that someone's going to walk away with, they said POAI is going to go to $2,500. And you guys think we're joking. We will hear it. Swear to God.
This is not financial advice. Hear the laughter, hear the joke, hear our words. We are not saying POAI is going to go to $2,000.
Exactly. Man, there's something else I was going to say, talking about the market in general. But yeah, I just wanted to throw this one up just really quickly. Like, we're not going to sit there and like chase stuff like that. So pretty much I'm going to just talk about the SPY, because it is important. I mean, it's really the direction of the market. With that being said, Todd, can you put that on the daily chart?
Yeah, sure can.
So let's see. Take it off the high, put it on the regular candlesticks. All right.
That's the 86.
Let's see. Can you throw up? Put up your 9 EMA as well. All right. So what I'm really looking for here is, you can see these last 3 days, and this fourth day candlestick obviously hasn't populated yet because we're in the pre-market. But you can see it's going to gap up. Now, at the top of those 3 candlesticks that you see, those last 3, I mean, really, that's what we're looking for here. We're wanting to see what it does, if it's going to go up and test that resistance. I hope it freaking doesn't do it at all, because right now it's just killing my premiums. The last 2 weeks have just been nothing but killing premiums for me. And it's getting freaking aggravating, especially when you see the wells holding short for so long. Now, when I say that the wells are holding short, and I say that they started at 380 for the SPY, it doesn't mean that they just jumped in at 380 and held short the whole entire time. No, they flip it. They scale in, and when they scale in, they adjust their average by doing that. And then when they have that drop, that's usually when they cover to get back to, I don't know, profitability or breaking even, and then pull some exposure out of the market. And then they'll just let the market kind of do whatever it's going to do, and then they'll add it back on. They're always just regripping the market, and they'll take those profits, when they do have them, cash out. And then if the market goes against them again, they'll just regrip it once more, have a higher average. And then when it starts to run down, they'll take it off the table. And then if it keeps running down in this scenario for a short, if it keeps running down, they'll let the rest just play out and just keep going down with it. But anyways, they originally started like going heavy in their short position when the SPY was at 380. They obviously adjusted, added more, took profits out the drops, let it go back up against them. And this entire time they have held a pretty significant short position, but really just kept like flipping money throughout this. But the big question is, why have they been bearish overall for so long? And really the SPY just trending up? And that's the answer that we'll never know. We won't know it until after something significant happens. But whatever it is, they are pretty daggone adamant that they feel, at least in this moment, that the market is just going to unload at some point.
Not only this moment, but the last 2 weeks. I mean, they've been,
they've just been waiting for it, really. Playing between the lines, waiting for a strong market reaction. And I mean, we haven't gotten it. I mean, with everything bearish that has just been thrown at the market still seems to hold itself up overall. When the market does this shit, I personally think that the Federal Reserve is still buying equities, regardless of what they say. I think they still are, just to keep the market up. But that's just my opinion.
Well, there are a couple things coming up. Friday's the jobs numbers come out, and the next Wednesday CPI comes out, Consumer Price Index. So those are two possible catalysts that, if they're negative enough, that they can open the gates and let the waters flow if they choose to.
I mean, we've already had like five that has happened in like the last 2 weeks, and really it's just like what's going on? I mean, getting all these horrible economic numbers. I don't know. It's just weird. But now with this whole Chinese debacle and Nancy Pelosi going over there, hell, you know what, guys? Like, she might become y'all's next president. And I say that because, this might have been the push to make her look strong and standing up against China, and they might run her as the Democrat. I mean, she's old, don't get me wrong, but I mean, shit. Let's not act like we don't have any spring chickens up there right now. Like, she's just as old as the rest of them.
Yeah, and it's been no secret that it's a very, very strong possibility that Biden will not run. So they are looking for someone, and I don't think the VP is a strong candidate for the Democratic Party.
No, I don't. Obviously, I don't know. But in my own personal opinion, I don't think he's running. And right now, I kind of think that they're scrambling to have somebody solid just to win the next election, not to even go for a 2-term presidency with that single person, but just to hold the seat. And I don't think the VP right now, I don't think they're even gonna run her. Who knows? It would be wild. I mean, it would be a good way for Speaker Pelosi to end her career, and which would absolutely suck as presidency. But I do think she would do better than Biden. I really do. Which any president, U.S. president, I would wish them the best. But man, I don't know. It's super weird. Of all people, which I get, she's third in command. But the whole soap opera behind it, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. It looks like a political stance, like political posturing, because I can't remember who it was she actually met up with last night. I mean, I have a good idea. I don't want to say it and be incorrect, but afterwards she came out and stated that there might be a trade deal that comes along with this, with Taiwan and all that. I could be wrong. I could be very much wrong, but I just would not be surprised if Nancy Pelosi does not become the Democratic Party frontrunner and eventually nominee going into this next presidential election. Anyways, with that being said, yeah, the whole Taiwan thing yesterday, man, it has China, the Chinese government. No, I mean, when I say China, I'm talking about the Chinese government. Just with any government, like we can't hold any population responsible for what their government does. So I just want to be clear with that, because I absolutely cannot stand the Chinese government. But anyways, the Chinese government losing their freaking minds over Pelosi being there, making a lot of threats, and we'll see what they do. I do believe that they're going to start coming down hard economically on the United States, because really that is their best weapon overall. And I say that because China is all about playing the long game, the long economic game. They have learned that staying out of war helps you grow as a nation and keeps you from spending unnecessary money. And if they can keep manipulating the global economy, which they can, I mean, China is pretty much the economy globally. I mean, they produce so much economically. Like you have to take them serious. But I think that the Chinese government is going to come down and really just start an economic war. And then again, guys, this is just all my opinion. I think they're going to start an economic war with the United States. They had that EV company. Well, I shouldn't say they had them. That's putting words in their mouth. But this EV company yesterday, man, what are they called? CTL something. Let me double check.
They backed out of that. They backed out of that $5 billion deal in the U.S. They're going to build a new plant.
Yeah, well, they didn't back out of it. They put their announcement on pause. A lot of times, these Chinese companies, when they make these business announcements like that, it's usually in part, due to the Chinese government influencing them and leaning on them. And I do think that the timing of it was really, the Chinese government leaning on them and sending the message of, hey, we're going to put our announcement on pause, because why would the Chinese government want to invest or have one of their companies invest $5 billion into a North American manufacturing, EV battery plant that supplies Tesla, that supplies Ford and all that, with everything that's going on. So I personally feel like the Chinese government weighed on their own company. They're going to hold that up, which is also going to just hold up supply chain, issues going into the future. But I think there would be more coming from China. I think with the U.S. Congress weighing in hard on China and all of their Chinese stocks on the market needing to be audited, the Chinese government has also come up with their own list on who they're going to make a priority for maintaining access to U.S. markets. And really, it's basically the opposite of what you would expect. Like, they're not really considering the good companies of keeping them on the U.S. exchanges, because those good companies hold valuable data, and that's data that they don't want the United States to have. And I think that they're going to pull them off and keep all the shit companies onto the U.S. market, because screw it, we'll take the Americans' money, and shit goes bad, well, it's just ADRs, and they're Americans, and they're just shit out of luck. The same way we should honestly do to their citizens if we were trading U.S. companies on their market. I mean, dog eat dog world. That's really how it is at the end of the day. And you can't even say if it's right or wrong because that's just how it is. But yeah, like the Chinese government has come up with their own list on companies who they're okay with not having on the U.S. exchanges. And those companies have already started to apply for and be granted primary, I forget what it's actually called, but primary registration on Hong Kong's exchanges. And so for a ticker like Alibaba, like I think Alibaba ain't going to be a U.S. traded company anymore. I don't think it will be long for that one. And there's quite a few. So I don't know. We'll see. Like, and when I say this, like this is just not happening like in the next week or so. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I think in the future, something big like that is going to happen. And a lot of these companies are just going to, a lot of these Chinese companies, the big ones, are going to really just step out of the U.S. markets. And
if we're going to get into a real economic war, these things will happen, is what you're saying, I think.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And it's going to be devastating because a lot of U.S. investors, especially retail, they're going to be like, okay, well, they chose to remove themselves from the market. How do we get our money back?
Good question.
Yeah, you ain't.
We are 5 minutes to the market, James.
All right. So, yeah, that's just my thoughts on really just the overall market and a quick, just like extremely simplified version of my thought process on what's going on, what I'm kind of looking at overall. And really, I'm establishing and trying to develop a plan for how to handle it going into the future. So that is all I have right now.
All right, good chat, good talk, good thoughts about China and the U.S. market and SPY, and we're waiting for a catalyst and the next president. We covered some good topics today.
Yep. So with that being said, man, appreciate y'all tuning in today. Again, guys, we're just gonna talk about SPY until we have some real news, because if there ain't like real news in the market, well, we gotta at least know what the market is doing overall.
Well, I'm looking for the next HKD for the guys. I'd like to, and the members. I mean, I shared that yesterday with them, so I'm trying to find the next one.
Ain't we all? All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all tuning today. Trade safe. We like the market is getting volatile and choppy, and it's just going to get worse. Remember that. All right. So, Todd, that is all I have. Do you have anything else?
No. Have a good day, everyone. Good luck trading today.
All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all tuning in, and we will catch y'all in the next one.